Hey guys, today we are changing out rear sway bar links on this 2010 Chev Equinox or GMC Terrain. This is a front wheel drive model and I'm guessing it's probably the same as an all-wheel drive model, but if I'm wrong, correct me. Here's our link right here. It's this plastic link and you'll notice that it's a ball stud socket on the top. And then on the bottom, it's just a stud that passes through the lower control arm. We've got an 18mm nut up top and what I think is a 13mm nut. I can't quite tell, but we're gonna get this thing cleaned up. Now, GM does say that you are to loosen off the two mounts, which are up there. You're supposed to loosen those bolts off in order to relieve tension on the sway bar so that you can undo both of the bottom nuts and pivot the whole arm basically up to get the link out. There's no way in heck that I'm gonna get those loosened off. They are just completely rotted in place, so we're gonna just try to do it without that. We're installing these Mevotech TTX line sway bar links. They're pretty dope. We've been installing a lot of TTX stuff lately. So if you're looking for a part that you're basically gonna have to only change out once in your lifetime and probably never have to change it again, then the TTX line is the way to go. These are super beefy. Greasable, oversized joint, super awesome seals and bushings, and hardware is included. They also include a wrench as well to keep the stud from spinning when you're tightening this down. And there is a hex key cut out as well in case you wanted to put an Allen key or something in there. So once again, same size fasteners as factory. So 18mm nut on here, 13 on the bottom. But yeah, it's pretty sick. Let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to try to do is clean up this stud that's protruding out of the bottom here. And I've just got a wire wheel. So I'm just going to go to town and clean the studs that are sticking out so that the nut has somewhat of a chance of coming off. And then we're gonna pound a socket on there and try to get it off. Okay, let's hit this with a little bit of oil. That's gonna help us. And I'm thinking it's a 13 mil. Let's see what we got. That's sick. So you can see the excellent plastic control, or the excellent plastic sway bar link there. Just absolutely loved that. And we've now broken this in half, which makes my life easier for getting this piece out. So I guess now I need some way of holding that and keep it from spinning. I'll try with some vice grips or something maybe. All right, we managed to get that off. Let's pull this thing out of here. What a cheap piece of crap. All right, we cleaned up what was protruding and hit it with some oil. So we're gonna get 18mm ratcheting wrench and we're gonna try to get that nut off now. I might actually just break it with a regular one so it doesn't put a lot of stress on that, and I'll get a wrench extender too. All right, so we've got a wrench extender on there. This is actually from Olsa Tools if you wanted to pick one up, part number 1788. Pretty dope. All right, so you can see we're spinning. Just gonna have to get the vice grips out and get a hold of that stud to keep it from spinning. All right, so it is holding it. We might need to just go like back and forth and kind of work it. Okay, let's switch to the ratchet wrench now. All right, I'm gonna try to just like break this ball or break the plastic off of here, maybe. Might need a pry bar. So normally, guys, I would get the torch immediately, that if, you know, as a professional, but I know most of you guys at home don't have a torch. So that's why I'm choosing to do it without the torch, just for those of you guys at home that just have regular tools. So I just broke that off. That's gonna give me access to the stud to really get a hold of it, to keep it from spinning, because the vice grips, you know, we're clamping on this rubber boot and then the stud's just spinning inside of there that's full of grease and actually spinning in there. Well, shit. I gotta get a hold of the stud. You can see the ball actually spins on the, or is it just spinning on the vice grips? I can't see. Nope, it is actually just, that ball end spins on the stud. No, I gotta get something thinner. All right, let's try that. Nope. All right, we're gonna use this induction heater, which, if you haven't seen one of these, it electrically, wirelessly induces, makes a magnetic field that induces eddy currents into your ferrous metal to heat up whatever steel you have. So mostly just good for like nuts and bolts without using a flame. And you know, it's real easy to use. You just plug it in, runs on regular 110. So as you can see, we're just heating this up right now. And hopefully that helps us get this nut free. Take 10. Yes, that's the magic right there. Yeah, if you guys don't have one of those induction heaters and you're working on your car all the time and it's really rusty, definitely worth buying. They're only like a couple $100. Got that one on Temu for real cheap. And now I'm gonna just switch out to my ratcheting wrench.
Is that bolt hot?
It is, it's hot. There we go, guys. You can see there, they put a T30 Torx on the end of there, which is absolutely useless in this case, just like the rest of that sway bar link. And now I'm gonna clean up this surface. This is the end of the sway bar itself. You can see all the rust and stuff that's on there. So let's get that cleaned up, make it look all pretty. And same with this surface up here. There is some really thick rust scale that's up here. So I'm gonna knock that off and prep that surface for the bushings. All right, let's see if we can cheat. I need to just bend this stud, flex it downwards, so we can kind of get it started. And then what I'm gonna try to do is I might get a big pry bar in there and try to lift this bar upwards so that the hole in the stud kind of align and I can slip that through. You good? All right, so with some coaxing with the pry bars, we were able to just pry this, the sway bar itself up to line up the link to get it to pass through. Just note that the grease fitting included with this link is straight and it's pointed right at this coil spring, so you'll never actually be able to grease it. So if you want, just either swap it out for a 90-degree grease fitting so that you can actually service it, or maybe try just pre-greasing it, even though they do come pre-greased in the box. So it's completely up to you. Okay, so now we're gonna get this nut started out here, and we're also gonna put the lower portion of the bushing and nut on the bottom. Run this down. I pretty much bottom it out, and then I just back it off a little bit because we are going to torque these. And let's get the top one tightened down. So we're going to torque the top one to 37, and the bottom one gets torqued to 11 foot-pounds. All right, I went a little bit over, but 11 foot-pounds. Then we're just gonna hit that top one at 37. There, that should be pretty good. There's literally no room to get in there with a socket and a torque wrench. You'll have to do a crow's foot or something like that. Absolutely terrible to change if your vehicle's rusty, so good luck. Hopefully this video helped you as far as, worst case scenario. It's not just gonna completely come apart nice like it's brand new, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You could do it probably without taking the wheel off, but I just took the wheel off for better camera angles and more lighting. So if you did take the wheel off though, you're gonna want to tighten your wheel nuts down to 140 foot-pounds in a 5-star pattern, do 2 passes of that, and then after 60 miles or 100 kilometers of driving, you should always do a wheel retorque and just make sure that everything's safe and secured. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments, give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to get some Mevotech TTX parts for yourself, you can go to mevotech.com. They got a big selection of parts for steering, suspension, and brakes, and all kinds of other stuff, so go check them out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.